Hey, what's up and hello. This is the Chris Nicole bringing you my views on life, love, and the world of entertainment through my eyes. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on what time you are watching this live. Hello, crew. Hope all is well. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in. Hit the like and hit the hype for your girl. And this is my review on Love During Lockup Season 7, Episode 3, Road Trips and Red Flags. So, if I had to rate this episode, I'm going to give it a B+. It wasn't a lot of drama, but it definitely is planting the seeds for a lot of drama to unfold. You know what I'm saying? So let's see who is in the building. We have Arabella. Hello, how are you? Let's clock this foolishness tonight. I know that's right. Hey, Danielle. Hey, Trina. So yes, we're going to get this started. I done gave one of the dogs a bone, so hopefully I can keep her occupied. My other one is asleep, and the cat. So yeah, let's just hope that don't nobody start no drama tonight. Y'all don't hear no growling or no barking. So let's get into it. But yes, I rated a B+. Y'all let me know what y'all rate this episode. Let's get started right away. Hey, Miss T. Child, we got a T-Moo Nick Cannon. A T-Moo Nick Cannon. Do you hear me? He don't give y'all vibes of Nick Cannon. Oh my gosh. Well, his name is freaking Rich, okay? His name is Rich. He was up there doing some Tybo when we first see him, but the first thing he says is, I'm not a player. I'm not a player. And I'm like, when you say that, that means you a player. You a straight player. But anywho, T-Moo Nick Cannon said he's been married twice. Here go the cat, y'all. Just ignore the cat. Ignore the cat. Just tune in. So he's been married twice, and it has led to divorce and heartache. So now he's saying he has to do something different to get something different, all right? And then we meet Felicia, who's Sicilian. She's an Italian from Louisiana, honey, and that Louisiana accent is thick. Do you hear me? It is thick. And so he said that he met her on a pen pal site. It started with a dream. And he said in the dream, he sees a girl talking about she incarcerated and they need to be together. And he scrolls to the site, the pen pal site, and he says, that's the girl, Felicia, that was in his dream. He means a wet dream, y'all. He means a wet dream. Okay, that's exactly what he means. Because, honey, I don't know what type of dream you have talking about a woman talking to you incarcerated, telling her y'all gonna be together. Okay, whatever. So with that being said, he ends up meeting up with his cousin to do a little hookah. And his cousin is like, what is it about this girl? And he's like, well, you know, she's not tainted. And I'm like, yeah, she's not tainted because we find out she done been in prison since she was 17 years old and she is now 26. She hasn't been tainted because she's been locked up. So you think you about to get someone pure and innocent. Mind you, she done spent 9 years in prison. She about to come out of prison and act a funky fool. A funky fool. Because first of all, she's a beautiful girl. Very pretty girl. But she ain't that innocent. Otherwise, she wouldn't be in prison. So clearly, she grew up really fast. We find out her mother was in and out of prison. She ended up in foster care, and that's the reason why she's going through the things that she's going through, and she's in there for robbery, all right? And so she's saying that when she gets out, she wants to go directly to him, and I'm like, yeah, so you can have a place to stay. But here's the problem. When the cousin says, well, what race is she? He was like, she's Sicilian. I'm like, she's white, sir. She's white. Talking about she's Sicilian. She's white Italian. That's exactly what she is. And so she was like, do they like black people? And he was like, you know, I didn't even think about that, you idiot. What do you mean you haven't thought about that? And she says her father is indeed a Sicilian Italian man and only wants her to be with a Sicilian Italian man, which is quite interesting because she says she's from the NO, as in New Orleans. And New Orleans at one point was one of the blackest cities out there. So help me understand how you managed to navigate through New Orleans and not be around or even be with a black guy. It seems kind of very interesting. I'm wondering if she's actually from New Orleans or a suburb of New Orleans. So this is going to be quite interesting if we're going to meet this father and if he, the freaking Nick Cannon reject, is going to meet the father as well. And so at this point, he's saying he's ready to pretty much scoop her up and I guess try to manipulate and control the situation, because that's the only thing I see in the situation. He claiming that she not tainted. Boy, oh boy, I'm telling you right now, you don't know what the heck she been doing in prison. I would say she probably done learned more in prison than she did on the outside. But we'll see. We'll see. We will definitely see. No, he's really taking care of her for real. So she not gonna leave him, but she gonna mess around when she get out for real. Oh no, look, let me tell y'all something. They always say when they in prison, they end up learning how to be even more criminal, more scammy, more fraudulent. She just ain't been chilling. Now, I know she said she done been in private school and all of that type of stuff, but to me, she run a game. She run a game. Whatever you was in there for, I understand you live in the South, but to get 10 years at 17 years old, I ain't trying to hear it. Wait, she said her dad is black. That man didn't look black, but then again, she is in Louisiana, so he could be Creole. But she said he's a Sicilian Italian man. Because at first I thought I was like, is she mixed? But y'all saying that she's mixed? Her mama and daddy look white in that picture. Now, I don't know, but she's saying he's Sicilian. Now, there are, I don't know. We're going to have to check that one. Her mom is white and her dad is African American, from what they say in the Facebook chat. Well, the picture that she showed, that didn't look like a black man. But again, he could be biracial with some Creole, a mixture, a little bit of everything. But she said verbatim, he's a Sicilian Italian man and only wants her to be with a Sicilian Italian man. So it's going to be quite interesting. Sir, don't get out there. And then it got to be a Black Lives Matter situation, and somebody going to have to swim across a river and lift up their chair and swing type of situation, like what happened on that dang on boat in Alabama. So let's hope that don't happen. But yeah, I would say just stay far away. So let's move on, honey. Child, let me tell you something. This special case right here, she is literally in her room trying to do a video chat with Justin, all right? She's in the video chat with Justin, and then all of a sudden, it clicks off. It just goes. And she's like, what happened? It clicked off. And I'm like, what happened? I'm thinking the same thing. What happened? She was like, oh my gosh, they shut it down. I can't even get back in. And I was like, maybe because your breast, your titties were halfway out and they thought you was kind of doing something indecent, like you was like trying to expose yourself maybe. And then all of a sudden she says, well, I'm on his ex account. And I'm like, why are you on the X account? So what do we find out about this special one right here? We find out she did have her own account, but they cut her account because this heifer used to be a CO, as in correctional officer, at one point there. She was a correctional officer. Now, mind you, while she was a correctional officer, she said she was stripping. Can you imagine if she was actually like using her CO uniform to strip? Can you imagine that? I'm telling you, she was probably using everything. She was probably using the belt and all of that stuff for her stripping. But anywho, so she decides to tell someone in the jail while she's visiting Justin that she used to be one of them, a CO, and they was like, oh, okay, dummy. Well, guess what? You can't visit him anymore. So they pretty much blocked her from everything. So then at this point, they decided to use the X account And then they shut it down. So then she decides to call the jail and says, yeah, I was using an account. And he was like, well, what's the name? The name on the account is Brittany. She don't say, I'm Brittany. And I said, oh my God, she is an honest hoe. Now, I ain't never met an honest hoe in my life, but she an honest hoe. She's like, yeah, well, the name on the account is Brittany. And then he said, okay, well, please hold. And he gets back and he said, what's your name? My name is Emily. He said, I thought your name was Brittany. Well, that's the name on the account. He said, well, that's why I got canceled, dummy. That ain't you. And you can't use nobody's account. You have a good day. Click. And she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so upset. I'm like, well, this would have been the time that you shouldn't have been honest. Have y'all ever met a honest hoe before? I ain't never met one. Like, I'm shocked that she this dumb and this honest to do the work that she does. I don't understand. I thought the biggest scammers out there, they gonna get their money, they gonna upcharge. I ain't never heard of an honest hoe before, but she decided to tell him and be honest. So now she can't have a video business. So now she just on the regular phone. All right. And so even Justin was like, she decided to be nice to everyone and always want to tell her life story. She decided to tell somebody she was a former CEO, so they done locked her out. And so she upset and she mad because she was like, we only can get 6 video calls within a month. And they only 45 minutes. Well, honey, you're not about to get any of them now. You're not gonna about to get any of them now. I'm just like, because you're special. You literally told this freaking police officer on the phone that the name of the account is Brittany, and then when he came back and said, what's your name? You said Emily. Huh? Really? Child, we got some dummies. We got some dumbs for real. I'm like, has she ever like, how? You was a correctional officer. How are you this dumb as a correctional officer? You can't convince me that she wasn't sitting up there messing with. Let me stop. I ain't gonna allegedly. I'm just saying this is all for entertainment purposes. But I'm just saying, like, you mean to tell me that you wasn't sitting up there messing with some of them prisoners, as dumb as you are? Look. How did she get? And matter of fact, what happened? Did she explain to us why she wasn't a CO anymore? Did they find out she was a stripper and kick her out? What happened? Did she tell us what happened? I don't think she did. We need to find out why she's no longer a CO. I don't think she told us why she's no longer a CO. A CO is a good job with some good benefits. Why are you no longer a CO, man, where you went from a CO to a stripper to now a straight up working girl 24/7? Bunny Ranch style. I hope we find out. She talked way too much. But with that being said, honey, she left the prison. Well, she didn't have to leave the prison to get on the pole. She was doing the prison and the pole at the same time. She said she was stripping while she was a CO. She was stripping while she was a CO. So I'm trying to figure out what happened where she lost that job and she had no choice but the whole 24/7. Very interesting. Very interesting. I guess we're going to find out. But anyways, let's move on. Child, to Kayleigh and Michael. Child, Kayleigh's story is kind of sad for me. What about y'all? Kayleigh's story is a little sad and she's all over the place. But interesting enough, we end up meeting again Michael's mama. And we know that Michael's mama is keeping $14,000 away from Kayleigh. She don't know about this $14K. But Michael mama seemed to be a no-nonsense to a certain extent because she straight up called her a ussy with a P because of the fact that Kayleigh caters to Michael too much. And at the end of the day, he needs to just take what he could take and stop buying him all of these extravagant things. And she tells her that Michael has had an issue with her using his cards to buy stuff, but at the same time doesn't pay the bills. And she said, yeah, I use his cards to buy the things for him. But the problem is because she's not paying the bills, it's messing up her credit. I mean, messing up his credit score, not hers, but his credit score. And I'm trying to figure out, is it that he expects for her to pay for it, or she's not willing to ask for the money to pay for the bills? I'm a little confused. I don't know if it's that she's too afraid or that she's just irresponsible in general. And so at this point, his mother's like, I told you, you dumb heifer, to not marry him. Why would you marry him? He's in jail, you idiot. And so we find out that the mother spills the tea and says that Kayleigh had a great job. She went to Mexico, got her body done. And then when she came back, her mother was taking care of her. And while she was healing, her mother took her money and her assets. And I'm like, how, Sway? How? Help me understand that, because I'm like, unless something happened, how long does it take for your body to heal getting work done? I understand you got your body done, but I ain't never heard of getting your body done. It takes you months, like a lot of months, to get healthy again. So I'm like, how long were you down and out where your mom apparently took your money and assets? And it's starting to make me wonder, is her mother, now I ain't saying her mother ain't trifling, but sometimes, you know, especially when you have Kayleigh who already feels betrayed by her mother, she may use her mother as an excuse a lot because she doesn't want to admit the effed up stuff that she does. Y'all feel what I'm saying? Like, she could be just blaming stuff on her mother, and she's just very irresponsible. And instead of her admitting that it's her addiction or her issue on why her money and assets are gone, she just blames her mother and lets everyone else think it's her mother. That could potentially be the issue. So at that point, Kayleigh says her mom will never admit that she took it, but her mother had a gambling problem. She had an alcohol problem. And so the mom is like, yeah, F your mama. She ain't ish. And Kayleigh's like, well, maybe you guys can get along. Like, maybe you guys can talk before he gets out. And Michael's mother's like, yeah, let's do that. But I'm going to tell you right now, let's do it in public so I don't whoop ass. I don't whoop ass. Because she was like, I got a problem with her mama. Her mama selfish. Her mama this, her mama that. Meanwhile, Kayleigh and her biological mother go out. Like, honestly, Kayleigh and her mother remind me of a female version of Eminem and his mama. That's what it's giving me vibes of. If y'all remember Eminem when he first came out, and even his 8 Mile movie and the relationship he had with his mother, that love-hate relationship, that's what it's kind of reminded me of. So they're shopping for Michael, okay? That's what they're shopping for. And, oh, I'm sorry, you guys. I see, so hey, Shayna girl. Hey, Joseph. Hey, Brenda. Who else is in here? Hey, Leo. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know I be talking away and don't be seeing the chat sometimes. So they're shopping for him, and we find out that the mama, Kayleigh's mama's like, well, why can't she do stuff for her child? If her child is down and out, she need to do stuff for her child, just like I do stuff for you. And so Kayleigh's like, well, it's because you love me. And she was like, well, she don't love her child. So Kayleigh's mom starts crying about how it broke her. She understands that she messed up and she wasn't a good mother, but it broke her that Kayleigh didn't talk to her for 8 years. Kayleigh said it was too much with her mother's addiction, including her addiction. And she's, you know, Kayleigh's mother admits she feels a little jealous because it seems like Kayleigh is closer to Michael's mom versus her. And I'm like, well, tough. I mean, what did you expect? That tends to happen when you ain't-ish mama. I mean, what do you expect in a situation? And so it's like, seems to me, you trying to buy her love instead of y'all going to counseling and really just trying to regroup another way. Kayleigh, at this point, I don't even know if she wants the love for you anymore. She just wants your pockets. And she sure did go into them pockets because she spent over $700 in that freaking store for Michael. Child tried to use her card, decline. Tried to use his card, decline. So the mama ends up paying for it. I don't care how much money mama and daddy got. I don't care how well off, how much of a good retirement plan, how much of a good pension they got. They ain't gonna ever go in no store and pay over $700 and something for a man or anybody in prison. Hell, I don't even know if they would spend that type of money on me. It would have to be an emergency. You a grown woman. You got a job. You figure it out. So literally, that's what happens. The mama ends up paying over $700 for Michael. Meanwhile, Michael is stashing $14,000. Now, let me ask y'all this, crew. Do y'all feel that he's wrong for stashing that money? Or do you think that Kayleigh literally has a spending problem and she's irresponsible when it comes to money? What do y'all think on that situation? Let me know, because I do find it interesting that she would spend money on his cars but didn't pay the bills. And I'm like, do you not have the money, or you just feel like you don't care because it's not your credit? Very interesting. So I don't know, honey. Michael would have gotten clothes at Family Dollar. You better say that again. Better say that again. Slim Shady era Eminem was ruthless. Very ruthless. Very ruthless. They are married, so she's entitled to some of it if she isn't. You know what? That is true. She is married. I totally forgot about that. I thought this was another ignorant situation. Well, honestly, a married situation in prison is ignorant too, if I can be quite honest. But yeah, I forgot she is married. So technically, she would be entitled to it. So that is interesting. You got a point there, girl. You got a point there, girl. So who's paying the bill? I guess at this point, his mama paid the bill out of his money. He is okay. You saying he's wrong and Kay should have been more responsible with her priorities for real since they married. Okay, he might need to snatch it. Her priorities isn't together. I'm starting to think that her priorities aren't together, and that's the reason why. That's the reason why, which is going to be quite interesting if we see them out on like the next season of Love After Lockup and how this is going to happen as far as him trying to keep his finances together and keep his credit together while she spends everything. It's going to be quite interesting. Quite interesting. But them fake tears with the mama, miss me with that. Yeah, miss me with that, ma'am. You was a horrible mama and all of your kids are effed up because of you. Point blank, period. Now, let's talk about the other dumb. First of all, production, you ain't ish for putting this up here, talking about some 999 years until release. Production, y'all ain't ish. Y'all ain't ish. Y'all ain't ish. I'm telling you right there, I laughed so hard when they posted this. I said, now what the hell is this, child? This girl is getting ready to leave to go to Alabama, and she ends up getting her freaking hoodie snagged on her stairs, and she trying to say that the devil is trying to keep her from leaving. Baby, you better say it's God. You better say it's God, honey. The devil, talking about the devil trying to stop you. No, it's God. God is trying to tell you. God is trying to tell you that this ain't the way. Now, I don't know what's up with this Annabelle doll. She call it Anna Marie. Call it Annabelle, honey. The Chucky doll, honey. She sits up there and takes this freaking Chucky doll, this Cabbage Patch Kid, Annabelle doll with her everywhere she go, and literally got the nerve to put it in a seatbelt. I said, oh, something is off. Something is very, very, very off with her. Okay? Very off. So she claims, though, this is because of her trauma growing up. She's from Chicago. And she said during times when they was homeless or whatever the case may be, she always had that doll with her. So everywhere she goes, she take that doll. So I guess it's her little counselor. I'm sorry, y'all, if y'all hear that noise in the background. It's the dog with the bone. And y'all know how dogs are with their bones, okay? But this doll, what is up with dolls this season? They got dolls in the freaking bunny ranch. She got a doll. What is up with dolls? Production, what are you doing? I don't understand it, but she carried this doll with her and her freaking friend driving Miss Daisy. She's sitting up there going with her on this stupidity. And literally it's talking about, I'm about to drive 3 hours away to the prison because I haven't spoken to Michael in a week. Mind you, she done sat up there and said that she submitted her documentation so she could try to get on the approved list to visit him, but she ain't heard from them. But she still gonna take that 3-hour drive to Alabama to see if she can see him. And I said, excuse me? Excuse me? Like, seriously, like, do you just have time and money to spare? So literally at this point, her and her friend driving, they think it's cute that she on her way to freaking Alabama. And she's like, yeah, I'm about to go see him. Next thing I know, They get out the car. They get to Alabama. Her friend got some sense. Okay, let's start off there. Her friend got some sense. Her friend sees, I guess, a CEO, a correction officer, or somebody who work at the jail. It's like, hey, how you doing, sweetheart? Yeah, we trying to, go in and see, this gentleman in prison. And the lady's like, that ain't gonna happen. Are you on the list or what's going on? Ayesha wants to get an attitude, and she starts off with, first of all. And I said, no, she didn't start off with first of all. Everybody knows when you start off with first of all, you got an attitude or you about to get crazy. You about to get snarky with it. She's like, first of all, I haven't heard from him. And so the CEO was like, well, and you still not going to hear from him. You better go on the website to see where he at. Ayesha ain't trying to listen. And the CEO was like, girl, have it your way. Go on, have it your way. They walk in there, and I guess she thought she was about to demand stuff. And the freaking CEO, whoever was like, you better get the hell up out of here before I call the sheriff. And so literally she walks to her car. She ends up getting in the car laughing and talking about something. Tell your friend or tell your such and such. They need to have a better attitude. And then start laughing in the car with her friend. And then all of a sudden start to cry. Talking about he's literally right there. He's literally right there and I can't see him. And I'm like, honestly, you don't know where the hell he is. You don't know where he is at this point. You're assuming that's where he is. But I'm going to need for you to understand that you need to watch your tone when you're dealing with the law, especially when you need something from them. They don't care if you see him or not. How you going to sit up there and start with a, first of all, you got major attitude for someone who needs something from them. Yeah, and it just doesn't make any sense. And she's upset because she wants to see him. And Crystal's like, oh, well, I'm here to support you, friend. I'm here to support you. You a fool. You tell her she a dumb heifer. You dumb heifer. We ain't driving no 3 hours to go to Alabama. Let's go to Papa Do's, ho. Let's go. Let's go eat. We'll figure out something. But I ain't about to drive no 3 hours to no freaking Alabama. Especially when you don't know where he is and if you can get in. Let's go talk about it somewhere else in the Atlanta area. But no, she drives and she sits up there and acts like she needs to see him and got this attitude with folks. I wouldn't be shocked if they block her at this point. Did they find out what her name is? Block her, where she can't go and see him. She can't have no freaking video visits. She can't have none of that. Honestly, Michael could have easily gone to another jail because he trying to get rid of her or he talking to somebody else. I don't know. Leo said this storyline has to be fake. Hi, is it Block Boy? Hey, Block Boy. First of all, y'all know, when we start off with first of all, it's usually coming with a smart mouth. Let's just be clear. When you hear first of all, it's like, oh, we about to go there. We about to go there. But this girl is dumb. That freaking Chucky doll that she got in the back got more sense than her. Who drives that far just to see if you could possibly get in and act like with an attitude they gonna let you into a prison? Then got the nerve to be scared to go into the prison and want her friend to go with her. Excuse me, I am not understanding why y'all are so afraid to go into a prison when you are literally with a jail mate. They're in prison. How are you scared to go into a prison and you're dealing with someone in prison? It just makes no sense at all whatsoever. But this girl takes the cake on dummies. I'm telling you, we got some dumb. Let me see what y'all saying. Literally right there, but she wasn't approved to visit him. First of all, exactly. A fool of a friend to not be real with your friend. Exactly. Waste and gas is too expensive. I don't know about y'all, but I would say gas is up everywhere. Gas out here in California is a hell no. It is a hell no. Like, I don't let my gas go down a certain point because I'm like, I will literally spend $70 trying to literally get it back from E to full. Like, a gas is no joke. So you literally gonna drive 3 hours? And the gas, in my opinion, is like not real gas anymore. I swear they put half gas, half water. Because I can go down the street and I feel like I've lost a quarter of gas already. 3 hours, you easily had to fill back up after you drove 3 hours. You had to fill up your gas tank to get back home. It can't be me. It won't be me. Just for a possibility of you thinking you could see him and you haven't heard from them as far as you being approved or not. I hope they don't approve you, damn it. I really don't. But with that being said, yeah, it's given he got more females. He may have a wife. You can't put it past him. Let's get into it. Monique. I wonder if she's going to pop up tonight. Monique. Mo to the Nick. Child, what I tell y'all, Monique passed out, honey. She fell flat on her ass. She passed out. She looked like she didn't know where she was, like she was looking for Toto and trying to figure out what happened to her. And so, I don't know, she kind of blacked out. The EMT is like, do you want to go to the hospital? She said no, and they was like, it's not normal for you to pass out. You should go to the hospital. And her sisters is like, we gonna go with you. Now, production, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, y'all ain't ish again. Because how dare y'all got the EMT and you wanted to make sure in the captions we heard exactly what that EMT said, talking about all three of you, like he was trying to sound concerned, like all three of y'all coming up in this car. Production, y'all ain't ish. Y'all ain't ish. So literally, they put Monique in that freaking ambulance. They take her to emergency room. Monique is sitting up there in emergency. Got her, of course, her hair done, makeup done as usual. And she said that they checked her blood. Her blood was normal, and that she feels like it was the fact that she hadn't eaten. And I was like, I could have sworn there was food at that table. I saw food and drinks at that table, but she's saying she didn't eat and that it was hot and that her sisters was working her last nerves. Now, high blood pressure, when you get that upset, yeah, it can make you pass out depending on how mad you get. But she said in her confessional that she takes the weight loss shot and she hadn't eaten anything since 2:00 that day before. Let's talk about this weight loss shot for a minute, y'all. Because I also reviewed 1,000-pound roomies. And I don't know if y'all remember the reviews I did for that, but the girl Jasmine who was taking that shot, she had a similar episode where she kind of blanked out and she didn't know where she was. Like, I felt like also if she was standing up, she possibly would have fainted as well. I'm wondering if this shot got some serious side effects, or is it that when you're like bigger, when you have a high calorie intake, and let's just say that, of course, that shot is supposed to make you eat less. And because you're not used to your body having like that many, like not having that much food in the system anymore, I don't know if your body goes into shock. Because this is not the first time I done heard people talking about how they taking this weight loss shot and they having a moment of not being able to think, passing out, just some weird stuff. So I was just kind of wondering, like, does it have something to do with the shot? But again, I saw food at that table, so maybe her sisters were eating and she wasn't. But I do know something had to be wrong with that girl because she keep that phone on her hip. And the fact that she got away from that table and left her phone, and her sister had to say, you left your phone. Now, let's talk about it, because a lot of people are saying she fake fainted. They saying she fake fainted. Now, let me tell you something. Me personally, I ain't about to fake faint and potentially bust my ass or break something or sprain something. I am too fragile. All right. Now, y'all saying she did it on purpose. I see y'all in the chat talking about she fake fainted. Clearly, Titus feels the same way. She ends up getting home. They end up getting some Popeyes before they get there. All right. But she ends up getting home. Her sisters checked on her. And she's like, look, I'm about to just chill. They said they were supposed to go see Titus' family that day. She ends up speaking to Titus and telling Titus that she fainted. And he's like, what the hell? He's like, man, that's weird. That's weird. And so at that point, she said, well, yeah, I fainted, so I'm going to have to cancel with your family tonight. And then he's like, man, I don't know, man. I done talked to you over and over again. I done told you to stay on point. And he's starting to sound like Ike Turner. I done told you to stay on point, and not even asking if she's okay. Not saying, what I'm saying, none of that. He just sounds disgusted with her. And so she's like, Titus, like, I mean, at the end of the day, I fainted. Like, at this point, I'm tired. I'm frustrated. I got these cameras in my face. She's sitting up there trying to get away, I guess, from the cameras when she's still mic'd up. You ain't going to be able to get away from the cameras, Monique. And so she was just like, I'm tired. Like, I don't want to go. And he got an attitude with her. Straight attitude. And I'm like, well, this sounds familiar. This sounds familiar. Same script, different man. This sounds familiar. Okay? So then, at that point, the next time we see her, she says, when the cameras left, he blamed her for fainting and called her a dumb bitch. Sounds familiar again. Okay? For those who know. For those who remember Monique on those first couple of seasons and the drama on social media and on the TV, the same stuff. Here we go again. So then he calls her the next day and she's like, so you got something to say? And he's like, what you mean? What you mean? And she was like, I mean, you need to recognize what you did was wrong. And he pretty much like, I ain't apologizing for nothing. You said some stuff. I said some stuff. It is what it is. Now, I got to be fair. Monique, we know that Leo energy in you got a mouth on you too. You ain't got no problem popping off. So I wonder, I'm not saying it's right what he said, but I wonder if you got so irritated, you started popping off and cussing him out, calling him all types of B's and everything else. And he sat up there and said the same thing back to you. I'm curious. You're going to have to let me know, because I know how you can get reckless with your mouth. We all know how you get reckless with your mouth. But he pretty much said he ain't apologizing for nothing. So she making it seem like he's the one who just pretty much lashed out. And she was like, look, at the end of the day, I fainted. And he was like, man, it just seemed like at the end of the day, you fainted, like you lying about this fainting or whatever to get out of meeting my family. And she was like, who lies about something like that? And he was like, I'm just saying. So then her sisters, which they need to mind their own business. They need to mind their own business, stay out of it. They decide to sit up there and be like, let me take the phone. Titus, we hear you speaking to my sister like that. We don't appreciate you talking to our sister like that. He was like, I don't appreciate the way she talked to me. And it's a double standard. And then he's like, what? First of all, where is Monique? In other words, get your asses off this phone. I ain't talking to y'all. And Monique is like, give me the phone. And so he was like, let me ask you something. How long you been out here? And she was like, you know how long I've been out here, Titus? I've been out here for 4 months. You been out here for 4 months and you haven't seen me yet. He got a point, Mo. He got a point. Why you been out there for 4 months and you haven't seen him? Had been out here for 4 months and you not seen his family? I mean, let's be clear. While you have admitted before, you have anxiety about meeting folks and everything else. Is this one of those moments? Now, personally, for me, I wouldn't fake pass out because I'm afraid of busting something. But again, he's thinking that you was fake fainting. Now, let me know in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you feel like she faked the fainting. Put a 1 in the chat if you feel like she faked it. Put a 2 in the chat if you feel like it was legit. Put a 1 in the chat if you feel like she faked it. Put a 2 in the chat if you feel like she legit passed out. I'm curious to see. So, oh yeah, they definitely went back and forth. We heard recordings. We saw videos. They definitely had a very, very kind of Ike and Tina-ish situation going on. So yeah, but Monique also popped off too. Now, again, I don't believe her popping off. It is right for anybody to put hands on somebody. But Monique, and she's even admitted she will go off. And we've seen her go off, and she even admitted with her past relationship that she had called him a bitch before. Y'all remember that? And she even said with her sisters, like, oh, you know, he be tripping over the fact that I called him a bitch. So this has happened. So the thing is, she said when the cameras was off, we don't know what went on. But I'm curious to know what happened. But what I do know is she said, you about to be single and I'm about to block you because you won't apologize for being disrespectful. Monique, you ain't going nowhere, baby girl. You're not going nowhere. Make sure y'all hit the like button, hit the like and hit the hype button. Oh my gosh. Most of y'all saying one. Okay, Leo said two. She might have those side effects from that shot. That's what I'm saying. It seemed like a lot of people be having them side effects from the shots. Like, I don't know. Now, some people feel like somebody said if she fainted, she would have fainted forward. Everybody don't faint forward. Some people do faint backwards. You know what I'm saying? So, but it did look like she was a little lost. Like she didn't know where she was when she fainted. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, this whole blocking, I'm about to block you if you don't apologize. Mo, we know you're going to forgive them. We know that you're going to continue this relationship. But one thing about it, I feel like Monique more and more is peeling down layers. She says in this episode, every time I'm myself, she kind of says things shit hit the fan or things go left when she's herself. Well, Monique, if you can't be yourself in a relationship, get out of it. Get out of the relationship if you can't be yourself. But interesting enough, when she was on previous seasons, she wasn't that vulnerable. She's been saying things that make her more vulnerable, which I appreciate because then we're seeing a softer side of Monique. But at the same time, how many times are you going to have the same type of situation where a man just talks to you any kind of way? Granted, he may be upset that you've been out there for 4 months and you haven't seen him. But at the same time, there's a way to still talk to someone. Look, this is a little suspect to me that you fainted of all days on the day that you're supposed to see my family, and I haven't seen you either. I'm a little annoyed right now. Hope you feel better, but I need to get off this phone. Simple. But the way that he came at her, it was very like, what the hell? What the hell? Like, you need to calm down. You really need to calm down. You know what I'm saying? I think she almost fell, not fainted. Okay, so you feel like she almost fell, she didn't faint. Now, with that, everybody else was saying she fainted. Even production was running in to make sure she was okay. So I don't know. You want my opinion? I think she fainted. Because again, to me, even if you're going to fake faint, take your phone with you. She didn't take her phone with her. Y'all know Monique is on that phone consistently. She got her phone on her like she got her bra on. She left her phone. That's when I was just like, oh, she ain't feeling good. Or she trying to get out of there. And a mixture of not eating enough and heat and you pissed off, it can make your mind go a little bit blank, a little blackout-ish. You know, it's possible. But I personally, I don't know about fake fainting, but some of y'all feel like she fake fainted. It was scripted. No, Mo just thinks she is bigger than the program. Not yet. It's been 4 months. She hasn't visited him or went to see his family yet. It's given she lied to them. Well, the thing is, his friend that he had in prison, he saw her. He met her. You know what I'm saying? And she had no problem with him coming into her house to set up those cameras. So is it that she wants them to come to her? Like, I don't know. But again, does he have every right to be annoyed that she hasn't seen him yet? Yeah, I guess to a certain extent. But let's not forget, homeboy is still talking to his freaking baby mama. Did we forget about that? Didn't he say that Monique don't know about the baby mama and the baby mama don't know about Monique? Like, the only thing Monique knows is that's the baby mama, but he said they thick as thieves and tight as all hell. Yeah. So while he getting the attitude, it sounds like he talking to somebody else still. So I don't know why you so upset. Why you so upset when clearly you not serious about Monique in the first place? So yeah. Interesting. Let me see. He knew she was lying to go get to meet his family. Definitely sounds like they've had these conversations about business. They probably have. But again, he got his baby mama still lurking around. Allegedly, based off of what we saw the last episode, the baby mama don't even know about Monique. So what that tell you? She probably visit him all the time. So yeah. But with that being said, her sisters need to stay out of it. Stay out of it. Which is why I think a lot of people are feeling like it's scripted, because every time them sisters interfere or they got the camera in their face, they smirking like they almost want to laugh because they don't want to go off script. That's what it's giving. It's giving I tolerate it for the show. Yeah, I hear you. Yes, Titus have a reason to feel some way. Okay, but so if he has a reason to feel some way, let me ask you this. He got a reason to feel some way, even though he got the baby mama still lurking around? He got the baby mama still lurking around. It definitely don't sound like him and the baby mama are just friends. So, sound like he got at least another one besides Monique. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when they asked what he was going to do when he got out, he pretty much said, take care of my son. Take care of my child. So makes you wonder. She don't want to go see him. Bro moved to another city by herself, yet she is more serious about him than he is for real. But he is most definitely using Mo for real. We'll have to see. We will definitely have to see. Monique says it's not scripted. Y'all know when this first came on, I was like, it's given scripted. It's given production said, Monique, you in the last 5 to 7 years have been the hottest commodity on this show as far as popularity is concerned. We need you to come back, get you a jailmate. Get you a jailmate, cellmate, so we can sit up there and bring you back and we'll create the script. She's saying it's not, she don't do scripted, but again, it just seems like it's the same situation. The same situation. He got both of them on the game. Exactly. So that's why I'm like, how mad can you really be, sir, that she hasn't come to see you when you got another or even others? Right. And I was surprised she did that update without that makeup on. To me, she looked better without Monique. Yeah, Monique didn't have no makeup on. I forgot that part when she had that wrap around her head. I think Monique is getting more and more comfortable with herself. Like, real talk. I think she's gotten used to the reality TV world. She's gotten used to the social media world. I think she's getting comfortable and she's becoming more vulnerable, which I think a lot of people are going to respect this time around. They're going to respect it. And they ain't going to respect her dealing with the same type of dude, but I think they definitely are going to respect that she's more vulnerable and seems to be more confident in herself. What do y'all think? Do y'all feel like Mo is more confident and more likable right now this season? I understand that she's making these mistakes with these fools, but do you feel like she's more likable this season? I feel like she's more likable than definitely any other season she was on. So maybe, you know what I'm saying, it just took her to get used to the reality show world and just know that people are gonna talk mess, and she has the strength now to just ignore it. Mo Lion, she definitely does scripts. Said Mo Lion. All these shows are scripted and saying, no, we know the game for real. Mrs. T saying Mo is a horrible actress. Belle says she seems happier this season. She does. I would say, though, she seems happier with herself this season. She seems happier with herself. You know what I mean? I'm hoping she is doing the work, though. I'm hoping she's doing the work for herself. But she definitely seems more confident in herself. And I think the more work you do on yourself, the more you don't attract those same type of dudes. Just like a man needs to do work on himself so he doesn't attract the same type of women that are just not good. I think that's the same thing in this situation. The more work she's going to do on herself, the more she's not going to attract those same type of guys. You don't think she's more likable? I think she is. She smiles more. She seems to be more honest about or in tune with her feelings more. I say so. I don't know. Did you watch all of the seasons of Monique and how she was on social media when she first came on the scene? Oh my gosh. Totally, to me, she's definitely changed. She is definitely changed. I'm not saying a complete 360, but there's a difference. I don't know if she's bringing it like she did the first time. They have been too much on social media going back and forth. Yeah, let's be clear. I don't know if we're ever going to get another situation like that situation. That situation was special, especially with Derek and his siblings. That was entertainment of entertainment. It was. Like, that was definitely the seasons to watch. But at the end of the day, Monique has definitely found her reality show niche. I don't know if I want to keep seeing her on Love After Lockup, though. I wish, though, she maybe would go another reality show route, because this whole situation of dealing with the same type of guy, I think people are going to get tired of it. Because his whole attitude and the way that he was talking to her, it was just like, okay, history's repeating itself. But again, I do wonder what she said to him too. So I do wonder what she said to him, because we know Monique can pop off. She can pop off and she will go in. So with that being said, you guys, that was the end of the episode. It was a pretty good episode. I feel like they definitely put little gems in there and little things in there that is going to eventually show us how people are going to eventually blow up. Like all of the stuff from the mothers not liking each other, to Titus and how he's acting, to, Emily, to like all of them are doing crazy stuff right now where, hopefully if production does it right, it's going to get real juicy this season. Especially when the mothers fight each other and start throwing water on each other. That's going to be hilarious. That is going to be hilarious. I wonder if they actually going to fight. Now, I love to see that. I ain't going to even lie to y'all. I would love to see that. But yeah, y'all, what did you guys think about this episode? Like I said, I give it a B+. I thought it was pretty good. We'll see what this season is going to bring. I just hope they don't disappoint us. I really don't. But production, y'all shady. Y'all shady. I was like, at first, I was like, is it just me that I'm catching the shade from the EMT to the 999 years? I was like, wait a minute. This is a little bit too shady, but they shady. They ain't ish. Mo hasn't done the work. You feel like Mo hasn't done the work? We'll see. She has done some work. Has she done all the work? We'll see. It was a C for me still. I'm ready to see the mothers brawl. I'm ready to see the mothers brawl too. I wonder if they actually gonna brawl or they just talking mess. So Leo said it was a C. I say it's a B+. If it's done correctly, that means that they just doing a slow cook before the boil starts. And I'm ready for that boil. I am ready for that boil. I'm ready for the water to flow and boil over. I'm ready for it. But yeah, you guys, let me know what you thought about this episode. Oh, child, here we go again. But let me tell you something. Emily and this freaking Ayesha girl, when I tell you, I'm like, I literally, what was the guy? What was his name? Anton or whatever his name are. You must be really dumb, for real. Well, everybody out here, hide your kids, hide your wives, hide your husbands. When he said, you really dumb, that's all I could see. That meme is like, you are really dumb. You're really, really dumb. Emily, Ayesha, you're just dumb. You're really dumb. Think it's good so far, but not giving them all the credit yet. Remember, we sure the hell have, Mrs. T. We have been hoodwinked before. So yeah, I feel you. I don't know. We're going to get too excited because then we're going to end up getting some freaking episodes where you like, what the hell is this? So you are absolutely right. But with that being said, let's keep the conversation going on what y'all thought about this episode with all the couples. What did y'all think about the new couple that was introduced, which is the Temu Nick Cannon? Child, Temu, Tubi, Nick Cannon. I think those are all the couples at this point. We've met all the couples, right? I think we met them all at this point. So at this point, what y'all think gonna happen? What do y'all think is going to happen? I'm here for it though, but we'll see. And let's hope we don't get hoodwinked. And we have, Emily is dumb. So is Ayesha. So they both dumb. They some dummies. big time dumb. But yeah, with you guys, with that being said, thank you guys so much for listening. Y'all know I appreciate y'all down. It will probably be Saturday or Sunday of next week also. I know I typically try to do reviews in between the week. I've just been really busy with work and with life. So y'all got to forgive me. I still plan on hopefully doing the Shahs of Sunset reboot. I think they're like on episode 3 or 4 at this point. Hopefully I can get to it. But life has been lifing, so I'm trying to at least dedicate the weekends to our shows, Love After Lockup and Ready to Love. But I'm going to try to squeeze some other stuff in if possible. And then I'm going to put out a poll on what you guys want me to talk about, because it's so much stuff going on in this world today. I'm about to sit up there and start talking about these freaking frauds in the church. Let's see what y'all want me to talk about that, because I'm tired of these freaking demons in the church, these pimps in the pulpits. Who is getting out this season? I feel like the new girl, Felicia's getting out. I feel like who else is getting out? I feel like Felicia's getting out and Mike could be getting out. I don't know though. I feel like Mike could be getting out and Felicia's getting out. I don't think anybody else is getting out. I don't. I think she had hey Sophie, I think she had a cover sealer on her face with the head wrap. Production brought her back for viewers. It's not the norm to uproot for a felon who has 18 months before his release. All fake. Okay. Like I said, I felt like it was scripted. Monique said she don't do scripted, but I mean, at the end of the day, Monique is going to get them the views. I don't know if she the one Love After Lockup person that has like the highest amount of followers. Because again, I don't follow a lot of them, but I feel like she's up there on one of the highest amount of followers on all of her platforms. So heck yeah, like her fan base is gonna watch. They're gonna watch. You know what I mean? And I think they've been losing viewership. And so yeah, I think they definitely brought her back. Now it could be that just so happens she was talking to a felon while they were asking her what she's been up to. But I don't know. We shall see, but I still don't like the way he was talking to her. But again, we definitely have seen that she has talked, you know what I'm saying, trash herself, and then doesn't like the response back. Now, the response at the end of the day, I don't condone DV. I definitely, you know what I'm saying, like I don't condone that. But, you know, Monique knows how to pop off. She knows how to pop off for sure. Definitely think Mo used a filter on that picture. I mean, it's possible. It's possible. But with that being said, you guys, let's continue the conversation. Let me know what y'all think. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you on my next video.